Welcome to another episode of SuTube. It's February the 14th, and today I'm just going to quickly go over some Bitcoin and Ethereum price for you guys. If that sounds good to you guys, smash that thumbs up, subscribe, and with that, let's get it. Just starting things off, you're looking at my weekly Bitcoin chart on the logarithmic scale. Bitcoin looks absolutely beautiful in my opinion, guys. You know, I've been pointing out that since we broke all-time highs, we're in price discovery, and I don't think this market cycle is anywhere near a top yet. And if you've been subscribed here for quite a while now, you'll know that when we did get this little bit of a pullback here, that little bit of rejection, I was saying that I figured we were about here in the market cycle. And you'll have to go back and watch my old videos if you don't want to know why. But basically, I had also called this reversal, and why I wasn't worried about this bit of a pullback here is because I just took my Fibonacci line where we were potentially getting rejected from the bear market bottom. And we found support absolutely beautifully on the 382 Fibonacci line, which I always say in my videos is such a strong bounce point and very strong uptrend. So there's no surprises there if you have been subscribed here for quite a while. And just looking again at how similar these market cycles have been, if I go from the bear market bottom here, and if that is where we were in that market cycle, the exact same thing, guys. Look at that. That's the 382 acting as perfect support, just like I had called up here. So once again, I think I'm looking at this trend very accurately, and where we are in the trend right now, I would say that we are somewhere right in this level here as we break out with this weekly candle here. In my opinion, if it's just going to keep playing out this way, at some point we'll get a bit of a pullback and retest this old resistance as new support. People will probably get bearish because although it looks like nothing on this chart, that's actually quite a big move if we get some sort of a dip like that. But that's just going to be a beautiful support flip, and we're going to take off to the upside again. In my opinion, of course, none of this has to happen. None of this is financial advice. Do your own research. But just like we had here, and then again, we had even another blast off before we really got parabolic on that trend. So I don't think we're near a top yet. I think there's a lot of gas left in the tank for Bitcoin. I think that we're going to get not just one more big pump, but I think we're going to get a couple more little consolidation rejection points just like that, just like we did back here and even right here before our final home stretch. So again, you guys know that I've had crazy bullish targets in some of my previous videos, and I stand by them. I really do think that this market cycle is going to get a hell of a lot crazier. In my opinion, this is just totally a shot in the dark at this point. We have to wait to see what the charts bring us, but I wouldn't be surprised if we hit this area of the market cycle right around 100,000 just as the next very psychological barrier resistance point, just like kind of how this part of the trend here was closer to that $45,000-$50,000 mark. That's all just theoretical at this point, and of course this one wasn't even right at 50, so that theory may not apply, but that's just kind of throwing the idea out there that that is most likely going to be a big resistance point, will be that $100,000 mark, but I'm not so sure that's even going to be the top of this market cycle, guys. Of course, we're going to have to wait and see. A lot of things can change between now and then because I think that there's room to grow in this market cycle until anywhere from this coming up summer or all the way into November, December. Just like a lot of these trends like to end in November, December before we top out, just like last market cycle right here and the previous market cycle back here, kind of that November, December. So will this market cycle be any different? It's hard to say. We're going to have to see what happens. But all in all, I am still extremely bullish on Bitcoin long term, you guys. If I zoom into my hourly chart here, you can see between my purple lines, I have this bit of a rising channel. And normally we could say that's a bit of a bearish pattern, a bit of a rising wedge that we're just coiling up in, which can be a bearish pattern that breaks to the downside. Although with crypto, what tends to happen quite often is that we get a massive move to the upside, just like we did here. We consolidate sideways, even up a little bit, with volume dropping off, and then get a breakout of that range and continue to the upside. So right now it's hard to say. It does seem like we're hugging the top of this trend. You can see here that we do officially have my 3 touch points, which I love to see before a breakout. So at this point, I would love to see us getting a close above this range and then retesting it as a bit of a support flip and blast off from there. Oh, that would be absolutely beautiful to see, especially above $50,000. To get above that and then do that kind of price action would be just beautiful in my opinion. You can see here, last night I was watching this descending triangle, which have the tendency to be a bearish pattern and break to the downside. But again, momentum's so strong to the upside that we just kind of use that as more of an asymmetrical triangle, got above, held this resistance as support for a little bit, and then went to the upside of that channel once again. So all in all, in my opinion, things look quite healthy to me. I have been in a long position on Bitcoin and Ethereum. I think in my last video I had mentioned what my prices were. I've been in Ethereum since 1500 basically. My average entry is different because I've been adding and taking out of my position, that sort of stuff, but I have been long since 1500 on Ethereum. Bitcoin, I think it was like 38,000. You'll have to watch my previous video if you want that. But either way, I have been taking profits along the way. I can't lose money on these trades. I can only, I have my stop losses updated into a profit. So worst case, I just take a little more profit off the table. But beautiful to see. Gonna hop over to Ethereum, looking at my weekly chart. And this is what I was talking about, guys, where I have that same pattern right at all-time highs, just like with Bitcoin we got that along this white line. We had this cluster of these 4 candles here, just really struggling with all-time highs, just like we did right here. So I don't think Ethereum would do anything different. I feel I called before this breakout happened. I made an emergency video about it. Hopefully you guys were able to catch some of that move too. Hopefully you're still in a position with that. Everything is beautiful, playing out great there. I think there's a lot of gas in the tank. If we look at what Bitcoin did, I know I've pointed this out before, but it got something like 115% pump from all-time highs. So if Ethereum does that same thing, I mean, we're looking at around 3,000 US dollars for Ethereum in the next few weeks if it's to play out the same. So definitely keep that on the radar, guys, and that's why I have been extremely bullish on Ethereum. If I zoom into the 1-hour chart on Ethereum, kind of the same thing. We have actually even a bigger falling wedge, or sorry, rising wedge rather. Again, should be more so leaning towards the bearish side, but with the way crypto is right now, I really wouldn't be surprised if we just end up breaking out of my red triangle here, break out of this pattern, and kind of get a bit of a support flip. That would be great to see. Still early to say, but that's kind of what I'm watching for from a bullish perspective. If I zoom right into the 15-minute, there's my red triangle I was just pointing out. I would like another touch point on this because you see we have our 1 touch point. I'm going to count this as 1 touch point. I would like to get a third one and then a bit of a pullback and then a close above, followed by consolidation, a bit of a resist to support flip along this red line, and then taking off from there back towards the upside of this purple wedge. That would be absolutely beautiful to see. So I think that's all I have to say today, guys. If you do appreciate this content, one more time, just give me a like, give me a subscribe, share it with a friend if you find this educational. With that, I'm out. Stay safe. Have a great rest of your weekend. Happy Valentine's Day. Peace.